the cardinal comes up in almost every tribe's stories. That the cardinal is an important bird for a lot of different reasons. And the one that I've really kind of grasped onto myself is the story about how the cardinal appears when your love and your task collide. So in more modern language, it's when your passion and your vocation intersect. A cardinal appears. Have any of you seen a cardinal lately? Okay, a couple of you have seen a cardinal lately. I would challenge you to think about where you were, who you were with, what you were doing, and or what you were thinking about, or what questions were in your mind when that cardinal appeared. And I'll tell you a story about why this is important. So I don't know, you may have heard me mention this summer that I am finishing up a new manuscript of a new book. It's my 12th book. I know, that seems like a lot. It seems really odd, doesn't it, that these years go by and stuff happens, and then all of a sudden you're looking back at the things you've done, like, I can't believe all those things have happened over the course of my life. So my 12th book is coming out October 18th, so later 2 weeks from today. Books come out on Tuesdays. This is what the publisher says. I don't know. I'm going to go with that. So October 18th, my 12th book comes out. It's called Always Strive to Be a Better You. And the subtitle is How Ordinary People Can Live Extraordinary Lives. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I had started messing around with the ideas, and I was trying to think, how am I going to convey the concepts in this book, and how am I going to write it, and what's the layout going to be? And I was wrestling with all this. And I was in Columbia, South Carolina, and I was going for a run. So I was running in Columbia, South Carolina, next to a waterway. And if you've ever been in South Carolina, one of the fun things about their waterways, and you may have some of those here, is there are signs that say, do not go in the water, alligators. You don't have those here? It's kind of nice not to have those here, I imagine. So I'm running and running. I see these signs, and I'm running so fast, they're all blurry, right? So at some point, I slow down. I'm like, what's that sign? Alligators! So then I was a little nervous about where I was running, so I turned left away from the water, and I'm running through trails now. And as I'm going through the trails, I'm thinking about, how am I going to lay out this book? What am I going to do? And then I thought, well, who are some people that I know that embody the big ideas that I want to convey? And so then I got this list of images and names floating through my head, and I'm thinking, oh, I think I know what I want to do. Maybe I could tell their stories, and while I tell their stories, these life lessons could be kind of shared through their stories. And while I'm running, having these thoughts, something in the bushes over to the side catches my attention, because everything's green. I'm like, I see a flash of color. And so I stopped, and I'm looking in there, and there's something, and I'm like, okay, is it a gator? Are they following me? What's going on? And it was a cardinal. And there was a cardinal flitting about. And I'm thinking back to this idea of when your passion and your vocation intersect. And I thought, okay, what am I thinking about? What am I doing? I'm running. Maybe I want to be a professional runner. No, I don't think that's it. Okay, so what am I thinking about? So I ran back through my head. This was the structure of the book that I'd been looking for. So for over a year, I'd wrestled with, how am I going to convey this? And now, this moment, the cardinal appears and says, this is how you're going to do it. So guess what I did? I wrote it like that. So I got these 7 normal, ordinary people, our neighbors, people with regular person DNA, just like you, just like me. And as I interviewed them and talked to them and spent time with them and observed them, I collected their stories. And then in this new book, and I'll share with you the link later, I tell their 7 stories and extract their 13 life lessons that they tend to have in common, which are incredibly powerful life lessons. And one of them is, behold the cardinal. And it's the idea of understanding what it is that we are passionate about and what we love. And knowing what we do makes a difference. So here's something as I wrap up this little piece of the story, I'll just challenge you to think about this. What is it about the work that you do that you absolutely love? Do any of you love everything about your jobs? Almost, right? Almost. There's a lot about our jobs that we love. And I would say that very rarely do you encounter somebody who loves everything about their work. Every job, every responsibility, every task, all the different pieces. However, we can always find the things that we love, the moments that we love, the moments that bring us great joy and satisfaction, the elements and the characteristics of the work that we can seek out. And that becomes the next challenge is, can you intentionally put yourself in a place to be doing the things that you love, doing the things that you know fill your bucket, or spending time with the people that you know invigorate you at your work. So that at the end of the day, we're not just tired, we're not just exhausted, we actually feel fulfilled and revitalized, and we feel like we've made a commitment and some kind of difference in our work. That's the beauty of beholding the Cardinal, just being aware of that piece.